It is Saturday, time to talk property, and today we are going to focus on the financial side of the game. Joining me live is Specialist Finance Group General Manager Blake Buchanan. How are you, Blake?
Good morning, Tim. Very well, thank you.
Good to have you on the program. Let's start with first home buyers, because this is a constant issue, a constant problem. We've got a housing crisis. And I know there's incentives, but it's terribly difficult to get in.
Terribly difficult. I think, firstly, if you go back through the generations, it's always been that concern about how my kid's going to get in. We're feeling it greater this generation, I think. Out of 10 purchases, first home buyers only represent about 2 of those.
Wow.
Yeah, 3 or 4 are investors. It's a very tricky market. It's probably come to this point today due to the supply and demand issues predominantly.
It's hard with banks too, isn't it? And I mean, I know that they've got their hands tied a little bit with regulators, but to try and qualify to be eligible for a loan is not very simple.
No, it's not. And this is why we always encourage all borrowers to speak to brokers. There's a big amount of lenders out there that have different appetites for lending. And so if you can't get it through your bank, you might be able to get it somewhere else. What you mentioned about the regulators is quite right. And the banks need to adhere to some of the rules imposed on them. So when interest rates were at their highest just recently, and everyone acknowledged that, APRA puts on a buffer rate. So you've got to actually service 3% above the top interest rate. And it makes it very difficult for first home buyers to prove that they can borrow the money that's required to buy a very expensive home at the moment.
Yeah, and to be able to pay it back. How have the 2 rate drops impacted in your eyes? Now, we were sitting here a few years ago, listening to the Reserve Bank say there won't be any interest rate rises. Then off it went, and its impact is still being felt. What about these 2 drops?
Listen, Tim, I think the RBA's been very swift to lift rates in high inflation markets, but very slow to reduce when the indicators are there or not there. We've seen inflation come down in the first quarter from 2.9 to the month of April to 2.4 to May 2.1. So we're certainly on that downward trajectory with inflation, which is putting pressure on the RBA to reduce rates further. Those 2 interest rate reductions that we've had, taking it to 3.85, so 50 basis point reduction overall.
It's big, isn't it?
It's decent, but it takes time. And if we think about how it impacts your budget, 50 basis points over $100,000 borrowed is about a saving of $500 per year. So when we break that down to month, it's about $10 per week. So the average mortgage of, say, $500,000, you're saving $50 a week in interest, and that's if the bank has reduced the repayments. That $50 has quickly been eaten up in additional insurance, groceries and travel costs. So we're really not feeling the impacts of those reductions.
We'll get the Blake Buchanan crystal ball out here. What do you think? What do you think is going to happen? It's a difficult space to predict in, but many of the economists are saying that they're expecting more rate cuts throughout 2025.
Yeah, I think the test of the market is just above 80% are saying a rate reduction. It's 385 at the moment. Tim, I'd really like them to go 35 basis points so we can act in true quarters, 3.5, 3.25, so on and so forth. My gut feel is we'll go at least 25 basis points in July, and we'll see another 1 to 2 throughout the remainder of the year.
And the thing is, it has a great effect, gives people an opportunity to get in, and obviously people that have mortgages aren't paying as much back. But on the other side, property prices, they start going up.
Oh, look, without a doubt. I mean, if you look over the previous 5 years, properties have gone up over 40% in the capital cities. But in the last year, it's only been 2.5%. So again, property increases are really tapering off now. Properties have gone from an average of 28 days on the market to 35 and greater. So they're lasting longer on the market too. And these things are pointing towards an easing of the property price market. The problem that we've got that is keeping it lofty is, of course, the demand. There is so much demand through immigration. That is stabilising now. So we're likely to see these property prices plateau for the remainder of the year with slight increases throughout the way. Melbourne's still got to recover. It went backwards last year, as did Canberra. The rest of the capital cities went up. And there's some performers out there. Perth went up 8% in the last year.
It's hard to lose, finally, in the sense of if you stick in. Property is still a fantastic way to increase your wealth. Like I speak to a lot of guys who've made plenty of money. They say, we made more money on my own home than anything else.
Oh, if you look at it from a high level, Tim, this is a fabulous country. It's got plenty of space. What a great country we live in. We will continue to see property perform over the years. If we monitor it in weeks, years or days, we'll probably lose out from time to time. But over the greater time, Australians on average own their homes for 9 years. You're going to win.
Yes. Good to see you.
Good to see you
Have
too.
a good weekend, Blake. Thanks for coming on the program.